Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard so you don't have to.
Dong-a-dong-a-dong-a-dong.
So remember when Paul Reed Smith said that thing about guitars being subtractive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't see the problem with that,
with what?
with that statement. Like-
There's no problem with it.
It's
It's just
everybody wants
funny.
to give. Well, I mean, I want to give him a hard time for plenty of things, but not that
it's
statement.
funny. It's funny because
Tell me why.
It's like it implies like a very zen mindset of like minimalistic guitars, in my opinion,
Yes.
and like that is not PRS.
Which is
That's
it's
true.
not actually
That is
what you're
true.
saying, but yeah.
But that's what it implies to me.
Yes.
It's like this very like
It's a funny
you know,
philosophy.
let the guitar be what it wants to be and get out of the way type of thing. And
Yes.
meanwhile, he has like the most gaudy, ridiculous guitars on the planet.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
That's why
Oh.
that juxtaposition is funny.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't-
it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that he's wrong or
I was
that,
not-
like
I was not receiving. I was not receiving it in that way. I wasn't interpreting it to him to be saying it in like a Zen type way. But now that you say that, that is very funny.
but that is kind of what it implies. It implies a sort of minimalism, I think.
Or I
Well,
guess
yes.
That you,
another.
like let this guitar be what it wants to be and get out of the way. And it's like I don't think having like ridiculous inlays that span the entire fretboard is subtractive.
Bird inlays.
Yeah. No, and even like that one that Aaron posted is like vines going up like, you know, underneath every fret and everything. And it's like, I don't think that is subtractive. What part of the tree did that?
It's also
did all
just
that
not
mother of pearl come
not
from?
true, right?
No, because
Because you are
obviously-
adding.
you are
It
assembling.
is additive
Yeah.
in some ways.
You're adding frets, for example.
Unless you're saying like I am starting from like this ideal point of what could be, but that you're not.
Yeah.
So even this dude that responded to me is like, no, the string will vibrate. And what did he say? The context, he's referring to the vibration of the string. As a builder, every aspect of the guitar subtracts from a purely open string vibration. But that's not a thing.
No,
A string doesn't vibrate on its own. It just sits there.
exactly.
You have to build something to put it on first.
I don't know. The world
And
is
like
full
the
of just
ideal
strings
vibration
vibrating.
isn't completely unencumbered, I don't think. I mean, it would never decay for one thing if you had like some perfect string and
Exactly. Like that's not the actual starting point. That you
certainly
first have
it's
to
not the
build
starting
something.
point that we all start from in our minds, because in reality we start from music.
Right.
Like that's what we're trying to do, is recreate music that we're familiar with and sounds that we're familiar with. And none of those early guitars were that way. Were like ideal, you know.
You can't
I know this is
actually increase sustain, he says. You can only ever take you can only
What?
excuse me. You can only ever take less away from the vibrating string.
What?
That's what he says.
That's true.
It's not true.
But
Here,
also that's not the goal. Like an ideal guitar would not ring out forever, or like would only decay based on the string itself and have like perfectly fixed ends. Like that's not what would sound good.
I know I know it exists because I remember watching a video of some dude building a guitar that he started with one block of wood, and like you're saying, you have to add frets,
Yeah, like wires and stuff.
but like, and this is not obviously this is not Mr. Reed Smith's it's not what his real argument is, but like I do think it's cool like just sort of like as an exercise to go, okay, I'm going to take this chunk of wood and,
Well, it's
and
'cause-
remove things and make it one guitar. Like
They're
not just
trying
the
to make
through
the
neck.
analogy of like Michelangelo or Michelangelo says about like you need to like the
I'm just
art,
mo-
the
I'm just
sculpture is in
removing-
there and you just need to take away the parts that aren't the sculpture or whatever.
Yes.
But it's like
Yes.
that's because that is one solid block of granite or marble or whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's the thing.
that's not how guitars work.
Guitars don't. Yeah, they don't start from something.
Yeah.
I mean, they
They start
they
from a whole
start
bunch
from-
of different things.
Exactly. You put them together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And one funny thing, part of it, like it's not like you're saying you can't own a PRS or like you're dumb if you own a PRS.
Check out this comment. Anyway, so I posted a picture of a PRS and it has that quote, guitar building and subtracting.
And it's like one of the more ridiculous PRSs.
Yeah.
And even then it's not even a weird color. It's actually a natural color, but it
Yeah.
has like
I actually think it's really cool, but
has three
aside
pickups,
from the neck,
crazy inlays on the fretboard, wooden knobs.
like cream binding on everything, including the
Like
F-holes.
the wood finish on it is awesome.
Yeah. This dude goes, Rob Brewer says, yeah, you just take Alnico, steel, copper, enamel, and black and cream plastic and subtract everything that isn't 3 humbuckers.
Holy crap, that's funny.
It's really funny.
Subtract everything that isn't the 3 humbuckers. I like that.
I wonder how PRS feels about the like the sustainer pickup.
Yeah,
'Cause
probably
that
not
literally
good.
adds sustain.
Wait, what is a sustainer pickup? I did not. I'm
The
not
sustainer
familiar.
pickup was Fernandez guitars had it in then like the 90s, and it's basically like an EBO built into your pickup.
Yeah.
Dope.
So
Yeah.
it
Wait, so does that mean
like,
there's like a button?
no? Well, it's like a switch
Yeah.
that you turn on or off, but it magnetically vibrates the string while also like recording the
Picking
vibration,
up the
whatever.
vibrations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pick up like a pickup.
Well, and there's still
The Ed
I feel like
O'Brien
I've seen them
Strat.
on recent guitars too, right?
The Ed O'Brien Strat has one in it.
Oh yeah.
But the thing was, like, for some reason they're like not available. You can't just buy a sustainer pickup.
I'm sure it's
you
like
have
some,
to find them in a guitar. It's weird.
some copyright thing or something weird.
No, it's probably you guys. It's probably big guitar. It's kind of like how
No, it is.
like remember that documentary Who Killed the Electric Car?
No,
You've never seen that documentary?
no.
It implies that
It was Elon Musk, right?
no.
Oh,
So like why aren't every car manufacturer making electric cars and blah blah blah?
oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it's because of oil and blah 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 blah. Like that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, like money. It's all money.
Yes. Right. So this sounds like it's like a
The pickup companies are like,
yes, the pickup
they're going to
companies.
put us out of business.
Yeah, they're like we can't
Okay.
we can't
so
stand
I
for this.
think there is a pickup called a Sustainiac.
That is a great name.
Yes.
Right?
That's a different one. Who makes that one?
It looks like it's probably Fishman. I don't know. Like I'm seeing it factory installed in some guitars.
Mm.
Like there's a Schecter. This is actually pretty rad looking. This is a Schecter. Schecter is awesome. It's a telly with like body contours and everything. Like seafoam green, super light seafoam green with black pick guard.
Oh,
And
nice.
two humbuckers. One of them is a Sustainiac. The other one's an EMG. And a Floyd Rose.
Oh my gosh.
And a telly. Look at this.
That's pretty freaking cool, to be honest.
Yeah, dude, it looks great.
Wait, are you sending it?
Yeah, I'm sending it.
Dude,
Put
it has
crap
2
on it.
battery packs.
Yeah. And
Because
it-
they each need their own.
well, yeah.
Well,
it has
one
two-
for the. It must have like a
batteries.
preamp in it, or like is the other?
I
don't
guess
understand. Is it active?
maybe the Sustainiac runs on 18 volts or something like that, and so it
Hmm.
needed 2 9 volts.
Crazy.
If it didn't have the Floyd Rose, I'd be into it.
I know, honestly, just from like a functional, and maybe we should.
I'm into it even with the Floyd Rose.
Yeah, I might get a Floyd Rose guitar just to figure out how to use it. I might get
Floyd
this
Rose.
guitar, honestly.
Floyd Roses make me nervous.
Floyd's Rose.
Floyd's Rose.
I don't know why. It must be a podcast, but the example I always go to for that phenomenon is Whoppers Jr. Yeah, dude, this thing not only so it has like a volume and tone not at all in the same place that they would be on a telly.
Right.
They're more like configured, angled like a Strat would be, and then there's two mini switches below those where the
Two
guitar's
toggles.
upright.
Yeah.
And then there's a big fat. Oh, I guess that's just the
That's
pickup
the pickup
selector.
selector. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's funny. This is a pretty awesome guitar. And I love, like, I hope this comes back more and more. The super light maple fretboards from the 80s, you know?
Mm.
Like these wild, in some ways it looks terrible. Like it doesn't fit visually from a stylistic standpoint to have like some insanely colored body and then just the lightest maple like you'd think you'd want.
Look at
Black.
all the back panels. Like,
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
it's terrifying.
It's so bad.
There's like so much wood removed.
Yeah. They were very subtractive with this.
Very
guitar.
subtractive.
So there is the Sustainiac, which I think is made by whoever you said it was.
It
made
looks
by.
very Fishman-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it is a Fishman, but there's also the Fernandez Sustainer.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm saying this was like a take on the system.
But can you buy the Sustainiac by itself?
I don't know.
I think that only comes in guitars too. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. And maybe it's because I wonder if it's kind of similar to like the Evertune or like the Ghost Bridges.
Yeah, that's
where it's
possible.
like,
So much work has to go into it.
yeah, like they know that chances are if you try to do it yourself, you're going to screw it up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not just a drop-in
So they
replacement,
don't want to let
probably.
you. So yeah, apparently the Sustainiac is a Schecter thing
Mm.
exclusively.
Dude, Sustainiac.com is, it says, we have been revolutionizing the electric guitar for thousands of players since 1987. It looks like this website was built in 1987.
Yeah, dude, this is terrible. Look at the resolution on their logo at the top.
I know.
It's so bad.
Oh, look at
Like,
the
have you heard of
logo
vector
itself.
images?
The logo
Dude, I
is
want to see
terrible.
if it has like, because a lot of times it'll have like a date from when it was last updated or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
Dude.
I'm on eBay and I'm looking at the. There are people selling them.
They're probably like
Sustainiacs?
pulled out of. I think they're probably like pulled out of guitars
they
though.
probably
Yeah.
are.
This one, the cheapest one, is $577.
Yeah, because you can't get them.
Okay, so here's on Musician's Friend, you can buy a Fernandez Sustainer kit.
Oh, you
Oh.
can. For how
yeah,
much?
yeah. It's just, well, I mean, this one specifically looks like it's like a single coil sized pickup.
Mm.
I think it relies on having two pickups because I think it actually drives it with one and picks
it
it up
must.
with the other one. Because everything I'm seeing, the Sustainer's in the neck, and then it has
It's got like the bridge
the humbucker in the
humbucker.
bridge, yeah.
There are a lot of freaking wires here.
And on the Sustainer one,
There are, but it's like all pre-wired, so you don't have to really worry about that.
yeah, it's not bad. But holy crap, it is a lot of like, and it's like pots and stuff mounted to a circuit board, so it would require a certain cutout in your guitar.
A
Yeah,
lot
you
of
have to have
subtraction.
the holes perfectly.
It's very subtractive, but then it adds sustain.
Go figure.
I
would've
guess
thought?
maybe Ebos are like, maybe Ebos just like put this out of business.
Yeah, maybe there is one here on Reverb. It's used for $289.
Because
a
I've
steal.
heard like people who are good with Ebos, they're like really cool and they work really well.
I thought you were saying those people.
people who are good with Ebos are very cool.
Very, very cool, you guys. I don't know if you knew that.
They're really cool.
Has somebody already made a meme with Tim Ebo? I feel like that's happened, right?
I've not seen it.
I think it has. I mean, I'm sure it has, obviously.
Is it like bow down to my tone or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Bow down to my
Nobody-
sustain.
Nobody will work harder this season to sustain your guitar tone than I will. Can we talk about how good Tim Tebow was in college? Man, that guy was good. Uh-oh.
Have I showed you guys this?
The Tim Ebo, almost good enough for pros.
That's pretty good. That's a better joke than we were coming up with.
Have I told you guys? Have I showed you guys this? It was
that
just
a
sitting
beeper?
in a drawer. This
Oh,
was,
are you showing me something now?
yes, I'm showing you something. This was my pager.
Okay.
Did
And check this out. This is
For those
the
of
best
you
part.
who are listening to this podcast, we are now looking at a pager
It's got that super cool
with its
Or a
own
beeper.
belt clip.
the belt clip.
Because that's what you like. Every pager I've ever seen just had the clip built into it.
not this bad boy.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's cool because then you can lose one or the other part of it.
Exactly. It's ideal. My brother had a pager in high school, and it was a Mountain Dew pager, and I was always so jealous of it.
Dude, remember when they started making like clear tinted colored plastic pagers?
That's
Yeah,
what
They
this
weren't
one
just
was.
all black. Yeah.
This one was, I think it was just like gray, like ghost gray or whatever, but I hope it was like slime green or whatever. But he saved up enough like proofs of purchase to get a freaking beeper. Did you guys call them beepers or pagers?
Pagers.
Beepers. Call them beepers.
Yeah.
There is a place in my hometown called Beeper King
Maybe it's a generational thing.
that just sold beepers.
You think
Yeah.
they're still around?
Yeah. Yeah.
You think they've weathered the storm?
They're selling 5G beepers now.
There's an artificial lull in the beeper market right now, and they're going to come back.
Remember in 30 Rock,
They're just trying to figure out how to subtract enough from the beeper to make it workable.
Liz Lemon had that on again, off again boyfriend that was super dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dennis.
And
Yeah,
he
the
was,
guy from the Allstate commercials.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And one time he was talking about, he goes, I just need a little bit more time before my beeper business gets up off the ground. She goes, that does not sound like a good idea. And he goes, no. How many times do I have to tell you? Technology is cyclical. And she goes, no, it's not.
Technology. I just love that. The idea that technology
funny.
is cyclical. It's like Styles bell bottoms came back.
Right. Yes,
So will
exactly.
CRTs, you know?
That's hilarious. Technology is cyclical.
There's got to be I could probably reactivate this, right? Like doctors still use them.
Doubt it. I mean, they probably have like some closed loop.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure, like, do they? Don't doctors just have, like, all the doctors I know just have a separate cell phone that they're on call for?
I think like hospitals have them, but I think
like
like,
in
you're
the
right.
hospital,
They're like, yeah.
it's like some closed loop system or something like that. Closed loops.
But if it's so are you guys talking about that? Like a doctor can't drive 20 miles home.
Yeah, but that's when they page him on his cell phone.
Right. Now I want to know.
That's what Drake's singing about. It's you used to page me on my cell phone.
Look, you can
That's
just
what
buy sets of them.
like walkie-talkies, basically.
Pager Tech medical paging system. It's like if you're in like a place and you dial like an extension, it works. But if you go home and dial those same numbers, it doesn't call that place.
That's so obvious, but it's a good analogy.
Or like that Mitch Hedberg joke about when he dials 0 to doc, and it's a different person. He's surprised that it's a different person from before. Because he dialed 0 from his hotel and someone answered, and then the next time he called it a different hotel. He's like, "You sound different." He told it way better than that. And that has been. Is this an episode?
Is this an episode of Mitch Hedberg Minute?
Oh man,
Pagers Direct.
yeah. There's a bunch of them. Oh, you're trying to find out like how to reactivate your 40-year-old pager.
Base pager service. Are you ready?
Yeah,
You guys want to guess?
$89 a month.
Yeah. What's the monthly cost?
$89 a month.
$12 a month.
Cole was way closer. $14.95 a month.
You made it
I
sound.
was way close.
You tricked
Holy
me.
crap.
And you get up to 5,000 pages per month.
Jeez.
Where is this? Because I kind of want to do it.
Pagersdirect.net.
Do they still sell pagers too? Like, can I get
No,
a
you
sick
just have to
beeper?
have a legacy page or pray that it works.
Ooh, there's an
Look.
annual plan.
Phil,
And-
there's a link here. Looking to activate your own pager? Click here to learn how.
Oh, yes. With the annual plan,
I
There are
you
free
use
pagers
Patreon
available.
money. I say we use Patreon money for that, Phil.
Dude, this is the one I remember. These pagers are the same pagers. They're just like leftover pagers.
Yeah.
wait, which did you click on? Reconnect a pager?
No, I didn't click on it. I'm just looking at the
Trade in
pictures
your old
on
pager
there.
is on here.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of cash value in your pager, Phil. That may
I
or
don't
may
want to
not
trade this bad boy in.
Here you go. Get paged directly on your cell phone with virtual paging.
What? God, that makes me mad. Like,
work.
why
It's the
would you-
dumbest thing.
Oh,
It's like how you can email to a fax machine.
yes, exactly.
Why? Just let me email to an email. We solved this already. Why is there still a fax machine anywhere?
Ooh,
When you,
here we
like,
go.
buy a
Oh,
house,
this is
you have-
okay. No. This is awesome. This is awesome. Remember the alphanumeric service? Like the paging service where it would like send actual words.
Yeah, it would like interpret. It would interpret it for you.
So you can, for an additional $7 a month,
Jeez.
you can have which is, I mean, that's what we call text messages now.
Because without the alphanumeric, you're just paging, and all that's showing up is a phone number for them to call back.
Yeah.
Yes, a total of 9 digits.
Yeah.
9?
And it was usually a payphone. Let's be honest.
That's not even a full phone number.
What?
9?
Is it 10?
10 digits. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I thought you were like actually
And you
saying
gotta
that,
guess.
that you just read that.
You gotta
somewhere.
guess the last number. You got a 1 in 10 shot.
Sorry, 10 digits. But remember, like, all the codes?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
like 80085.
what's a two-way
How
pager?
often, if someone had a pager nowadays, how often would you just be paging them boobs or? You know,
Wait, what does a two-way pager do?
I
You
don't
can, like,
know.
Send
That's a good
messages
question.
back?
yeah. What do you even do?
I do remember hearing the term two-way back in the day. Like, oh, I got this two-way, and I always like thought it sounded sexual, even though I knew it wasn't.
It's just like normal. You don't call
Oh,
it two-way. Like three-way, there's a reason. There's a name for that. Two-way, like you don't.
Or one way, even.
So, and then your pastor asks you, "Have you been having a one-way lately? Have a lot of one-ways?
How does
How
a
many
two-way
one-ways?
pager work?
How many one ways this week?
You have your one-way jar."
I love this. Google says it's not what is, but what was a two-way pager.
Thanks, Google. It's like Google's taking it personal or something. I always thought too. Remember,
Correction.
like,
Was your father?
remember when there were phones that had like walkie-talkie features on them, like the smart
Yes.
phone?
Yeah, I had one of those.
My
Well, I
wife
had
did too.
like a Motorola deal.
Yep.
Oh, a two-way pager. It has a freaking keyboard on it.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
you can like send data back. It's pretty cool.
I think
That is very
this
cool.
should be a Patreon thing. And we should
If you sign up for Patreon, you can page us
yes.
all your bull crap. It is pretty hilarious too how like
I'll
the
ignore
vast
it, but you
majority-
can page me
the
whenever
vast
you want.
majority of the images of these pagers are exactly what Aaron described. That's like the translucent plastic.
Mhm.
That was
Those
like
are the
so
best,
big.
dude.
That was so big.
Oh
for a
yes,
while
thank
there.
you. Translucent is definitely the word I was looking for. Not clear colored,
Yeah.
not black plastic.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember my dad bought a Game Boy when we were kids.
Yeah.
It was the clear one.
Yeah.
It's freaking dope.
Yeah, dude.
We were not allowed to play it, which at the time seemed really odd. Like, why would you not let the kids play with
That
the
is
video
very
game?
odd because back then, the idea of an adult getting into video games and then also
Yeah.
not letting his kids get into it is pretty great.
Like we had like Nintendo and
Yeah.
consoles and stuff, but yeah, we had to like get special permission.
But see,
to
like
use the Game
me,
Boy.
I assume this was most kids. Like if your parents ever played video games, it was because you were like, hey, come try this out. And then they totally suck at it and you make fun of them
Right.
for it, you know?
Right.
I remember I had one friend whose dad was good at video games. And I was always like,
Your dad's weird.
and then you realize now it's like, oh, it's easy to be good at video. Like, of course I'm better than all these kids because I'm not an idiot, you know,
Yeah.
because I have an adult brain.
How is
You
this guy
guys-
so good at Tetris?
So there's a place on the website pagersdirect.net that says be sure to check coverage before ordering, and it's really funny.
The
Is
USA
it
coverage
is the
map.
coverage very limited?
Very, very. I mean, I guess
Like major metropolitan areas?
yes, that's what it's. This
Dude,
is so
this-
great.
It's because they don't work on cell towers.
So what do they work on?
I don't know.
Do
So
they have
it's-
their own, like that physical phone lines are actually going to somewhere? Man, this website,
Oh no, this one says it's on 4G.
you know, it's a good website when that's a good thing it's not 5G. Otherwise, give you that Rona. You know, it's a good website when the top of the website, the logo has an 877 number underneath it, like in the
Mhm.
logo.
Yes.
Dang it, guys! I'm really sad about this because they
The
have
outside.
they have a Southern California map and a Northern California map.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought this up.
I'm
And
looking at the line that they've drawn.
uh-huh.
I have to say I do not agree with it.
Where does it say Northern California is?
It goes like right above Bakersfield.
Well, there you have it.
like they drew the line as in like Southern California
LA.
is Southern California,
LA is like the border.
and then Central and Northern California are Northern California.
Oh, but
Like,
Bakersfield is also in the Northern California map. The Northern California map starts at Santa Barbara and Victorville.
That's pretty
That's-
hilarious.
That is
Very
not
large
accurate.
Maps. What does the Utah map show?
the Utah map is atrocious. Like it's so the
Is there
coverage
one?
the coverage is so small.
It's so small, Cole.
Hey, careful.
Oh, it's
Was
not
it the
that
blue
bad
part? Yeah, it's actually not terrible.
because no one lives in the other parts.
No,
They don't?
I mean, I'm
No,
sure some
pretty
people
much
do.
everyone lives right at the north between like Ogden and Provo.
Utah is like Arizona, where everybody lives in Phoenix.
Yeah, everyone like
Literally,
90
there's like 9 million people in Arizona, and like 8 million of them live
Yeah.
around Phoenix.
I'm sure 90% of the population of Utah lives within an hour of Salt Lake City.
Hmm.
Because the east, it's like all desert. Like you see that river, that's like the Colorado River, that becomes the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
It's not like people are living around that, you know, normal people at least.
Around the river?
Who's the racist dude that
Trump?
like no. The racist dude that lives in Utah or used to live in that took over the
Oh, that one guy?
that well let me finish that
All right.
that him and his son took over the like ranger station in Oregon or something.
Mm.
I don't think he was from Utah. I think he was just Mormon.
Oh, is that where I'm confused? Those words don't mean the same thing.
Yes,
But,
that is
like-
where you are confused.
But
One
I
of
was
the
listening to
many
a
areas.
podcast about those guys, and they were talking about how
Bundy, Ammon Bundy. Of course, his name's Ammon. That's like a Book of Mormon person.
Book of Mormon.
At his father's Nevada ranch. Okay, so they were from Nevada.
A Book of Mormon.
Oh,
Book of Mormon.
Mormon.
Sugar water.
Your skin is falling off your bones.
So I was listening to a podcast about those guys, and I guess it must have been Nevada then, that like the community that they are from is extremely untrusting of the government, because there was a bunch of like nuclear testings like on like their like like cattle property and stuff like that, and it was like the government was super
That's Nevada. I mean, that's
sketchy.
He also
about,
looks like he also lived in Idaho for a certain amount of time, but they did a lot of nuclear testing in Nevada, right?
yeah.
Isn't that part of what Area 51 is?
Yes. Wait.
Maybe not. I mean, those two things are linked in my mind for some reason.
Area 51 is in Nevada. Is that are you asking that question?
No, I'm asking if that's linked to like nuclear testing and stuff.
Oh. No.
No.
Oh, the standoff actually happened in Nevada after the initial. So there's the occupation of the wildlife range in Oregon.
Yes.
And then, oh, okay, never mind. There was a standoff in 2014 that they were involved in
Right.
with police in Nevada. And then there was this thing in 2016.
And it
these
was the
guys are
same
real
same
cool.
Same dude.
father and son. I don't think we talked about this. Did we talk about this? That
It got to be related to Ted Bundy, right?
Yeah,
Because he was from Utah.
that's true.
but
Or
they're
lived in
from
Utah for a
They're
while.
from Nevada, though.
Yeah. Well, he lived like all over the West. I mean, he went to school at the University of Utah, but I don't think he lived here his whole life.
What was the resolution of that?
It's like
Did they just go, this is
1060,
They just
1080s?
arrested them all.
1080p.
they all got arrested?
I think so. It says the continued occupy until law enforcement made a final arrest on 2016, February 11th.
Because like
Where
they
were
were
they
saying
again? What were they occupying?
It's like some freaking ranger station or something.
Yeah, it was like a ranger
It was a
station that was
wildlife
like
refuge.
that was not used. Probably like it was a seasonal thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been like Yellowstone or something.
And so it wasn't like they didn't have hostages, but like they were all freaking armed to the teeth,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Come get our guns" or whatever. And the government was like, we'll just like stare at you for a long time.
Yeah.
And then that was the group of guys that like then they put out videos like saying, "Hey,
Did they tell them Did they tell the government to take a picture because it'll last longer?
yeah." But they were like they posted videos like all over social media saying, "Hey, if you agree that the government is bad, you should come join you should come join us, and or you should sell us you should send us supplies." And they posted the address, the mailing address, and then a bunch of people started sending them dildos.
Oh, I remember that.
And then the guy made it way worse because he posted a video with the dildos, and he was angry, and he was like,
Oh, yeah.
"Stop messing around!" And he
Because
he had them on a table, and that just made it so much
That's
worse.
what's so great is because a person like that's going to make him almost more angry than anything because he thinks you're like somehow questioning his sexuality, which is the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I forgot about that part, but that is very funny.
Why? Like he posted, it's so funny. He posted the address like, "Yeah, please, if you want to support us, please send us supplies, food. We'll take any food or blah, blah, blah. And here's our address." And it's like, ooh, no. That's not going to go well for you.
Yeah.
How many
Oh,
do you
here's
think
a-
he like actually like kept though? It's like, I mean, I'm not gonna throw them all away.
Oh, this is great. This is like an actual article. Oregon militants want you to stop sending them dildos.
Oregon militants.
Speaking of which, did you see that Fender released some new Player Series guitars?
Ooh, the Fender militants.
No, not speaking of Milton. Speaking of dildos,
Oh,
Oh,
you got they they basically just took the Offset series and made it part of the Player Series. That's all you need to know. But there's a new Duosonic, a couple Duosonics, a Mustang, the Mustang 90, and a new Mustang PJ bass,
okay.
which I always enjoy. A nice PJ bass.
So I've heard
Oh,
that.
dude. This one comes in aged natural, which looks freaking sick.
What's it called?
Aged natural?
Yeah, but the guitar.
Oh, a Player Mustang bass PJ?
Oh, that does look pretty good.
It's like a butterscotch color with like
Yeah.
the
I actually like that.
what do you call that? Pick guard?
Tortoise,
Tortoiseshell. Yes, tortoiseshell pick guard.
turtle pick guard.
That's cool. Oh, the Fireman's Gold is pretty cool too.
Oh, they have Sienna Sunburst. I love that finish on Strats for some reason.
The Sienna Sunburst.
Yeah.
I love
really
Sienna
light in the middle.
Sunburst. Oh, have you ever Sienna
Interesting. They have
Sunburst?
so many natural colors on there because you can tell. Like if you look at the pictures, the ones on Sweetwater, you can tell the bodies are made of like many pieces of wood,
Oh yeah.
and usually they try and hide that. I don't know why. It's not like it matters.
Cole, have you even Sienna Sunburst?
Dude, that's nice looking. So I got my
I
son.
like the colors on them.
Oh, I could talk about
Cyan.
that. I mean,
This Fireman's Gold is cool. And they come. Oh, they can get a Sienna Sunburst Mustang as well.
so my son's birthday was this last week, and he's wanted a drum kit because he plays rock band a lot, and he's gotten really good at the drums on there. And so we got him an electronic kit, and it's the most popular one by far. I think it's the Alesis Nitro. I think Alesis is like the biggest electronic drum brand, or one of the biggest right now, certainly on like the entry level.
Mhm.
And it's pretty cool. I don't know. Have you guys ever, first of all, have you guys ever played drums very much?
I have a drum kit, but it's not at my house. It's at my old house.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
in storage. So, but I played a little bit, but I'm not like good. I can do like a 4 on the floor, regular
Yeah.
straight beat, but
You can't
It's
do
fun.
3 on the tree.
I can't do 3 on the tree. I can't do 2 in the poo.
Ugh.
Can't do 5 in a jive.
Is that what the 2-way is?
Yeah.
And he's loving it so far. It's funny because he was listening with his headphones, but he wanted to be able to just play with like a speaker or something. And I have some PA speakers, but they're enormous. So I took just my little Black Star Fly in there,
Mhm.
the little like 3-watt practice
Yeah.
thing, and he just plays away with that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's actually loud enough too.
Is it like a
Man.
full size kit? Or I guess it doesn't really matter, right? You can kind of make it as big or small as you want.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah. So like the pads themselves are smaller in diameter than most of the drums would be, So yeah,
right,
you
but
can-
that's
you
normal.
can
Of like
shift them, but because of that, you can shift
Yeah.
them closer than you would
Yeah,
be able
yeah.
to with like a normal size kit.
yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
and I guess like one of the downsides, like I was trying to think, my other son wanted to get him like some different drumsticks. And I was thinking like, oh, we could get him brushes or something like that. And then I was like, oh, I guess it wouldn't really make a difference on an electronic kit. So, so we just got him some different colored ones. And then my other son had been wanting to play bass. So I got him, I don't know if you guys have seen those mini P basses that came out recently.
No, I mean, I only saw it when you showed
Yeah.
that.
They're pretty awesome. Like they're just, well, here,
It's a Squire.
It's hanging right here, so I'll show it to you. The listeners at home won't be able to see this, but it's just a tiny little red pea.
I'm surprised you didn't buy him one of those big baby, or what are those called? Baby boy?
Oh, the little boy, baby boy bases. Tiny boy, baby boy, I love you.
We'll never see those people again.
Probably not.
You think NAMM is over forever?
I don't know. Like, I wonder if things like that are over for
Like
years.
in the way that it was, right?
Probably,
I can't imagine
because
it
it
coming
already. I already don't know how it made financial sense for a lot of people to be there in the
Right.
first
It's kind of like a relic of an older time.
And I think it'll be the same way where like a lot of like I'm probably never going to go back to a situation where I'm in the office 5 days a week, like permanently. And it's probably the same way where like once you're forced to do this, once everyone's forced to not go to NAMM, they realize like, oh, that was kind of nice not going to NAMM, and we weren't making that much off of it apparently anyways. So
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. You guys heard about this COVID?
I heard it's not real. I heard it's a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I heard that from a moron.
In a lab coat, though?
A moron in a lab coat.
I heard it from somebody I used to go to high school with.
Exactly.
It's always
like,
that, right?
It's crazy to me how seemingly intelligent people will say just the dumbest garbage that like the absolute most minimal amount of common sense would prove it wrong, and yet they still are just like, I want to believe this so bad.
Right. It's like you get a guy, he seems like he knows what he's talking about, and then he goes on like a TED talk and he's like, oh, guitars are subtractive.
But like this girl that I went to high school with posted this video showing like these dangerous CO2 levels that are caused when you wear a mask. You know? And it's this video that has like 100 views on YouTube, and it's they're sticking like some device behind this mask, and this kid's breathing it, and he's like, look at the numbers on this, these are off the Richter scale. And it's like,
you're breathing directly into it.
It's like, that's not that's
not how it works.
That's part of it. But also, like, let's just consider the fact that professionals have been wearing masks for 100 years, and you let them operate on you. So if they were like, if their brains were so compromised, like, how is everybody not dying in surgery? You know, I don't know. It's just.
But the important thing is not like how much CO2 you breathe out, because that's obvious. It's how much is in your blood.
Exactly.
Oh
Aaron,
my gosh.
are you a medical professional?
But also, even all of that aside,
why should I listen to what you just said?
Even all of that aside, just consider what you have experienced in your life, that like all of these people have been doing it for a long time and there have been no negative effects from it. Like, doesn't that mean anything?
Yeah. Next time you have surgery, just tell your doctor, please don't wear a mask. I really
like,
don't want you like
you're going to do
out.
so much. Your surgerying is going to be so much better.
You're surgering.
You're going to surger at such a higher level.
Yes.
Please, sir,
please drink
or
some
madam,
surge. Drink some surge.
Please, sir, or
not
madam,
wear a mask.
Remove your
Or
mask
madam. Wait,
because
the surgeon is a woman?
because it's infringing.
The surgeon is a madam?
Yeah.
Well, but
because it's
a female
infringing on
surgeon's
my
only
rights.
going to be like 81% as good as a male surgeon, though, right?
Yes.
Dang it, I couldn't remember. What's the exact number?
Yeah, it's like 82.
Dang it. Wish I could
And
remember.
we're not talking about intelligence right now. We're talking about cents on the dollar, just so everyone knows.
I was making a joke referring to how women are underpaid
Yes.
compared to men, but
But it's not like, then it sounded like you're referring to some stat you read about like how women
no.
82% as intelligent as men. Dang it, what's the number?
Yes, yes, that's the joke I was trying to make was based on the stat of pay.
What's that stat?
Just so I don't get
about female
canceled.
intelligence? Oh my gosh. You got to get picked up before you can get canceled. Boom. Roasted.
Speaking of pickups, what do you think about these P and J pickups in here?
In where?
Probably pretty good in this Mustang bass.
Are we back to that?
I don't know. I was just making a joke segue.
I like it. Dude, you know what's cool though?
What?
They have the Mustang 90, which isn't the one that I would choose probably, comes in burgundy mist, which is
I
one of my
know.
favorite Fender colors.
Dang it. And it has, is it actual P90s that it has?
Yes, sir.
Why is that not the one you would choose?
Because I probably wouldn't want the one with the P90s.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I probably would. I like
P90s
P90s.
are really good though.
I like this gold Mustang, the Fireman's Gold regular player Mustang.
Man, some of these are so good looking.
Although I think if I was going to get a Mustang with like Mustang pickups, I'd rather have one with the original bridge, like a Mustang bridge, instead of just this like
Instead of the
hardtail
little-
strap bridge.
Yeah, a little hardtail strat. Yeah, I think
Little
like,
hardtail strap.
part of it, like some of those, it's the same way with like offset Telecasters. When you don't have a trem, the bottom of the body looks so weird because it's just huge. Like it's just this huge empty space on the guitar, you know. Is that just me?
What was the part that you
Because
said?
there's no trem on it.
Oh, it's got like a big butt,
It's just like this big empty space.
big old
that's just
butt.
a color, you know.
Just
Even
a
that
big
Seafoam.
old
Why do they have black
butt.
pickups on them though? I guess you could get cream ones. Creams.
But a regular Mustang bridge isn't that big.
No, but it has a trim behind it.
No, it doesn't. I mean, not in the same way like a Jazzmaster does.
Oh, well,
It's all one unit, so it is bigger, but it's not like. I guess it does take up significantly more space.
yeah, it does, Aaron.
But not as much as like a Jazzmaster.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Jaguar
totally.
one
It's not
would.
like two separate. It's not like there's the huge
Because the
trim.
bridge is like on the
They'll
trim
use-
plate. It's not
Yeah, yeah.
separate from it. That's
don't
one
know.
reason I don't like offset Telecasters all that much, is because there's just all that space back there.
Yeah, that's what I just said 5 minutes ago, Aaron.
You did? You compared it to that?
Yeah. I said it's just like offset Telecasters. It's a similar issue
Oh, sorry, I had my mask on.
to the offset. I know. Sorry, your CFP levels
Focus.
were off the Richter scale.
Barely coherent.
It's like,
Listen, wouldn't you
apparently
want?
the
You'd
octave
want to
is
be
on
off the Richter scale. If you're on the Richter scale, like that's when
Yeah.
it's problematic. He's got this is a zero.
I
He's not
live
even.
my life off the Richter
He's
scale.
not even on the scale. It's not even enough to register. It's literally off, it's off the scale. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. That's my catchphrase, by the way.
No, it's not.
It is now.
Aaron, it's not. Phil just said so.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Dude, they have a
Was that-
ton of these offsets, or a ton of these Player Series offsets are gold. Like most of them have a gold option. It's kind of interesting. Do you guys like gold guitars?
I do.
I don't know if I do.
Yeah, I don't hate them.
I like gold.
I think I would want gold sparkle.
See, I like regular gold better than that.
Yeah.
I like this Fire Mist gold.
Yeah,
But I
think
really
that's-
like that desert sand color.
I know. It's like it looks gold because it has a gold pick guard on it, but it's actually
It's just like beige.
cream.
Is that beige? It is
Yeah,
cream.
like it's a dark.
But it's got like a little bit of a pink in
It's
it. It's like a
heavy green.
brownish pink. Pinkish
It's like
brown.
half.
Huff. Huff pink, huff brown. These are all, of course, made in Mexico.
Yeah, they're all like the $600 range.
You won't find a more comprehensive rundown of these instruments than you've just heard here.
Check out our blog post about it. So they do. So they have the Duosonic. There's a Duosonic HS,
Uh,
and then a Mustang and a Mustang 90. It's interesting. P90s are like super popular over the last 5 or 10 years.
yeah, they seem to be.
It's kind of interesting. And I think part of it is because a lot of people go back to albums and realize like, oh, this album I love was recorded on a P90 guitar, you know.
It could be. I know the dude from Social Distortion uses P90 guitars a lot.
Really?
Well, especially like I think
Yeah.
it's very common for a lot of punk bands or just like any band that uses a lot of distortion to use P90s in the studio and then humbuckers live just because they're more well behaved, you know, like they don't hum and stuff.
Interesting.
Because that was like, I mean, like Weezer, Rivers is known for his Strat. That has
Say
two
it ain't
humbuckers
so.
in it. Well, only in Dreams. That's what he's known for. And but he like most of their recordings are with a P90, like some old Les Paul with P90s in it, some like Les Paul Special or something. And I think that was a pretty common phenomenon.
A phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Dude, speaking of gold things, did you see the DRV that Matt made for Adam Lazara?
Yes.
Did you see that, Phil?
No.
It's gold.
What? What?
It's gold.
What?
It gold.
Did you not hear what I just said? So
Do you know who Adam Lazara
Matt
is to start
Hoops
off with?
of 1981 Inventions made a special gold
Oh, I did
DRV
see
pedal for Adam Lazara.
Did you
Of
say
Taking Back
a
Sunday.
special?
He is
But-
that's who I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's why I think it's cool and why I think Phil would like it especially. It's gold. Like who's gold that you like? Who's gold from a movie that you like?
Who is called? Pony Boy?
Nope. He's golden. Gold looking. He's like made of some kind of gold colored metal.
Is
He behaves
this
like a human, but-
C-3PO? I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
But check this out. He has a silver leg. This has silver knobs.
Wait, does C-3PO have a silver knob? I haven't seen I'm not familiar with all the canon.
He's got a silver leg.
I'm not familiar
No,
with C-3PO.
Aaron's referring to fan fiction. C-3PO
I'm not.
fan fiction.
I said he has a silver leg.
I was just making a knob joke because you said knob. It's funny.
Yeah, but don't say
It's
I'm
like-
referring to fan fiction.
I'm
Cole's
referring to
fan
the
fiction.
C-3PO / fiction that I like to read.
But check this out.
Okay.
Matt posted that on Instagram under the 1981 Inventions
Mm-hmm.
Instagram account. Luke Mundy went on there and said, "Will this get me clonkalone tones?"
Yes.
To which Adam Lazara replied, "Sassy."
Okay.
So
Adam
we can
Lazara
only
replied to Luke.
We can only deduce
He
that
listens to the
Adam
show.
Lazara listens to this podcast.
He knows what clonkalone means. Adam,
Shout out Adam, friend of the show.
what's up, Adam?
We don't usually have guests on, but if you want to come on, we could probably make an exception.
Is
Probably.
it pronounced Adam Lazara? Lazara?
Lazara. Adam Lazara.
Adam Lazara. He's good. Taking
He
Back
is very
Sunday.
good.
I don't care what anybody says. Taking Back Sunday is better than that other band. What was the other band? Brand New. Sorry, Brand New
Yeah.
fans.
Taking Back Sunday, like tell all your friends and Where You Want to Be are both amazing albums.
Yes, they're good. They're very good. I wouldn't even say they're excellent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop at very good. I wouldn't do
And
that
I
to
think
someone
his
I
voice
love.
he's like so hard on his voice that it doesn't hold up live sometimes, but one of the times I've seen him live, he was like 100% on point, and it was one of the best live shows I've seen. And he does all the crazy, like, throwing the mic around and wrapping it around his neck and whatnot.
Oh, he does that?
He's a showman.
Oh, he does that.
Oh, he does that. A word?
Does that? Dang. My reply to Matt was, "Will you tell all your friends?" Which is not great, but it's pretty good.
You should have said, "Near that pedal is where I want to be."
Oh yeah, I should have, but I didn't.
Glad we can agree on that. Man, I kind of want to get this Burgundy Mustang 90 though.
You should get it and send it to me.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Speaking of sending things to people, I might be having a new guitar coming pretty soon, which maybe I'll talk about when I get
Is
it.
there any, are you planning on sending anything to me anytime soon?
I have already
Oh, really?
sent it.
No.
Yep.
No, he has not.
When?
You don't know?
He has not.
Shut your
We
mouth.
do know. I mean, we can assume based on our past history.
You don't know.
Did you send it though, Aaron?
Yeah, it's going out today. You should have it
So
by now.
the answer is no.
You should have
understand
it
how-
by now.
Oh, it's going out today as of when this podcast is released, not even recorded.
No. No, it's going
Look
out the
at
day
this
it's
word
recorded, so you
twister.
should have it the day it's released. That's what I'm saying.
Why do you lie so much about shipping, Aaron?
I didn't lie.
I said, did you send it? And you said, yeah, that is a lie.
Oh, I don't know. I was playing like podcast time.
Speaking of lying,
In podcast time, yes, I have sent it.
there were some pretty good. Well, actually, I'll
It's
save this.
literally packed up. I just have to drop it off at the post
I'll
office.
save this for the next episode.
Show it packed up to us.
Let's get ready for the next
It's
episode.
not. I don't know where his.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's packed up.
It's in a box.
I don't believe it.
Well, I don't care what you believe.
Okay.
Because it's true. It's been packed up for several days, waiting to get dropped off.
Your pre-printed label is gonna expire or something. It's like, yeah, it only lasts for 90 days, and then we just assume you were never gonna ship it.
Oh my gosh.
The funny thing is that the other thing you're sending is going to Josh Scott.
Oh, yep, that's true.
I mean, I guess it's not like he's waiting on pins and needles for it or something, but you'd think that you would
Take
care
that
a little
back.
bit more about
You take that back.
our large-handed friend.
I do not care about him, but I do feel bad that I have not gotten it to him for other reasons.
You shouldn't feel that bad. I mean, the reason you feel bad is because of Sean. You don't want to let Sean down.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I have let him down.
You would like to stop letting him down.
Yes, I would like for the letdown to end.
To cease.
We're gonna have a cease down.
This Niagara Falls of letdown
Yeah,
that
dude.
continues.
That sounds. You guys know what letdown means?
It means when you let someone down.
Well, it's also known. That's like when.
Are you talking about ladies?
Yeah.
Is this a lady thing?
Wait, what? Like sloughing?
No, like nursing.
Oh,
Not like
don't.
nursing like your wife does. Aaron.
I don't know what you mean then.
That's just like when the milk comes in or whatever.
So why do we use it as a bad thing?
Like
It's
letting
just,
down our
you know,
parents.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just another way to oppress females.
Yeah, because in nature, a letdown is a good thing.
I don't know, Aaron. I don't even know. But I'm genuinely intrigued by this Burgundy Mist Mustang 90. Even though I don't need another guitar. Somebody posted a J Mascis Jazzmaster locally, and I think either I or my brother might buy it.
What is it? The J Mascis, the white one
Yeah,
or the purple
the
one?
white one.
You had one before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
And
pretty
Jay
cool.
Masker.
I wish I had like I had that Telemaster
A
Jazz
Jazzmascus.
Jazzmascus.
and I took the neck off the like I didn't like the Warmoth neck it had, so I took the neck off the Jazzmascus to put on that guitar, and then ended up selling that guitar and sold the Jazzmascus body. And I kind of just wish I had kept the Jazzmascus together because it's a really good guitar. It's high quality rock and roll equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is this an episode of the Gear Slum?
If you guys haven't listened to the latest episode of Are You Talking Heads to My Talking Head, go check it out.
Which is not officially titled that yet.
No.
I hope they
think,
keep
like,
the name. And
if you go look at the feed, it might even still say, Are you talking
it
to
does.
me?
No,
No,
well,
it says that Talking
which
Heads.
is-
Does
one.
it say the
It's,
RHCP one?
Oh, it does say Talking Heads now?
Yeah, because I was listening to the Chili Peppers one yesterday, but it said Talking Heads.
Because when mine downloaded, it downloaded the new one, but under the RHCP name.
It's still the same. It's still the same feed as the original
Yeah, they just
U2
changed
one.
the name. Yeah.
Ooh, Cole, that thing is happening to your voice.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, this has been
I
a
don't
great
know what to
episode.
tell you.
It's happening
Folks.
to Aaron's voice too.
Maybe that means it's happening to you.
It's not. Yeah, because I don't hear it.
Uh-oh. Is it
How
happening
about-
to my voice?
No,
I don't know what it is.
it might
Oh.
just be on your headphones.
Now it's gone. You're
All right.
back to normal.
Well, guys,
Thanks for
this has
friendship.
been a great episode. Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks.
Thanks
Thanks
for friendship.
friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks Don't
Thanks
be
for friendship.
suspicious.
Thanks for friendship. Thanks for friendship. Friendship. Thanks for friendship. Thanks for friendship. Friendship. Thanks for friendship. Thanks for friendship. Friendship.